Shopify Dawn theme customization. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are doing great and are having an amazing and absolutely incredible day. I bring you back with yet another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about how you can use your Shopify Dawn theme. I'm going to be walking you through the whole customization, how we're going to be working with all of this in the easiest, most simplest way possible. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So to set that out for the long run, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how that's totally not true, how you can work with templates, and how they're going to look amazingly for you, okay? So to start things off, what we're going to want to be doing is we're going to come over to our Shopify store, okay? And once you are in your Shopify store, what you're going to want to do from here is you're going to go to the online store section. And as you are in the online store section, you're going to go to add theme over here. And once you go to add theme, you're going to click on visit theme store. Although Dawn theme is your default theme and it should be already added in your store, it's the default theme for Shopify stores. But in the case you don't find it, click on add theme, click on visit theme store. And I'm just going to wait for this to load up. Now, once it loads up, what we're going to do is we're going to come to the search icon over here and you're going to search up Dawn, okay? And once you search up Dawn, just go over to the Dawn theme over here. And once you come over to the Dawn theme here, it says Dawn by Shopify. It's a totally free, minimalist theme that lets product images take center stage. Includes support for, mega menu, sticky header, and, a lot more features that you can discover in the feature section. So I'm going to simply go ahead and click on try theme. And what that will do is it will add the theme to our online store. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty basic. Now, once we've gotten the whole concept of and idea of how this is going to work, what you're going to do from there is, it adds Dawn to your store. Now, I already have the Dawn theme, but as you can see, I can add two different Dawn themes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one over here because I'm going to delete this one over here so I can, start off fresh with my new Dawn theme. And once we have our Dawn theme over here, by the way, before starting with our designing and editing, let me just tell you this, that editing a side theme, because obviously my main theme right now is, as you can see, refresh. So editing the Dawn theme will not affect my default theme, okay? That's a huge misconception that people have. They think that editing some other theme will affect their main theme. That's not how it works, because these two are totally different themes from totally two different dimensions, okay? Your effects on Dawn theme will not affect your refresh theme. Whatever you do with the refresh theme won't affect your Dawn theme. So once we get the whole concept and idea of that, let's go ahead and actually talk about how you're going to work with this. So to start things off, you're going to come to your Dawn theme and we're going to click on customize. Now, once your theme loads up, it's going to look somewhat like this. Now, as you can see, I already have a lot of things in my themes, basic products over here. These are my featured products. Then you can get the different, you could say, handles in the home page. You have the header, the footer, the main sections. So it's a theme that's, set it up with the different sections and all. But to add more components in this, that is obviously your job. Your job is to make this look much better than it already is, because right now it's pretty empty, right? The whole color scheming and all, it's pretty out of it. And I want to make it look much better than this. So the way to do that is, first of all, changing the coloring and the texting of this, okay? So the coloring and texting is one of the biggest factors walking into this. So to change the coloring and texting, go to theme settings. Once you go over to your theme settings, what's going to happen from there is it's going to give you all these things like colors, typography, layout, animations, buttons, variant pills, inputs, product cards, collection cards. You have block cards, content containers, media, drop down pop-ups, and a whole lot more. So as you can see, pretty basic and easy stuff to get your head around. Now, how do you actually go ahead and change your color scheming? First of all, go to colors. Once you go to colors, what you're going to do from here is you're going to choose a color scheme for your page. Now, these are the default color schemes that come with the Dawn theme that you can use essentially. But Let's say I want to create a new theme for myself, a new scheme. Schemes are basic templates, okay? These are templates that you're going to create, and then you can add these templates later on onto different components of the page. So you can, let's say you have this section, you can add a different scheme for this. You have this section, you can add a different scheme for this. So these are templates that you create that you can add on later. So let's say I want to create a template. I'll create two templates for myself. First of all, let's go with let's keep it a dark blue shade. Let's give our page a dark blue shade. Or you know what, let's keep it light blue. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to keep the background a light blue. Then you have the background gradient. Again, I'm going to give it a light blue shade like that. Then you have the text. I'm going to keep it white. There we go. Or you know what? Yeah, let's keep it dark because the white text would not look good on the color. Then you have solid button background. I'm going to keep this dark as well. Once you do that, you have solid button label, you have outline button. All of this I'm going to keep white. The shadow I'm going to keep dark. And yeah, that's pretty much good. So that's one color scheme of mine. Then I can add another color scheme. This one I'm going to keep on the yellow side, okay? So let's go over to yellow. I'm going to add a bit of a nice shade. Yeah, there we go. That's a mustardish shade, if you know what I mean. Once you do that, I'm going to add a little green gradient. Again, the text needs to be dark because the color is light. Solid background, button background, again, dark. And then you have the outline button, which I'm going to keep white. So once we have gone with this, what you're simply going to do from here is you're going to start adding the schemes. Let me show you how the schemes are going to be added. So I have two templates, scheme 6, scheme 7. Now, to add these two templates, first of all, let's go to the announcement bar. Let's say we have the announcement bar right over here. So how do we make the announcement bar look good, right? So to make the announcement bar look nice and look good, let's go ahead and here you can see your color schemes. Click on change. I'm going to make it blue. And once you click on blue, that's going to change the whole working of your announcement bar. And once you click on save, that's obviously going to change the viewing. Now, obviously, currently my internet is a bit slow, so that's why it's not processing it, but I'm going to change this color scheme to green and yellow. And look at that. So that changed to blue right there. And look at the gradient on that. Look at how crazy cool that looks. So you can actually add different schemes and different templates like this to your actual design and make it look tads better. You can make it look absolutely out of this world. You can make it look really crazy. And that's the beauty of designing things on Shopify. So look at that. My store has gotten a whole structure right now. It looks much better. It looks much nicer. And the whole working is pretty nice. Now, moving on, once we've gotten the whole concept of this, I'm going to be adding different color schemes throughout my different designs. So the header and the footer are going to be blue. Okay. So I'm going to keep them on the bluer side. But the rest of the sections are going to be green for me, okay? Because I just like the whole green and blue scheme in it. And you're going to make sure to keep it a gradient scheme. You're going to make sure to keep it a nice little gradient going off and on. And this makes your store look really nice, really acceptable. And don't worry about these, these look out of place, but I'm going to be fixing these. I'm going to be making these look much more acceptable and better. And then you have browse all products over here. Now this is an empty space in your product, okay? And you can actually add images in this empty space. So let me show you how that works. So we have this empty space in this image banner. I'm going to click on it and we're going to go and click on select image over here. So first of all, we're going to make sure to add an image that goes well with our design. So first of all, I'm going to try this one out. I'm going to see if this one actually fits in, this one actually looks good or not. Now, in the case that it looks good, I'm going to keep it there. In the case it doesn't look good, you could always change the image. That is no hassle. It takes you no time. Just go ahead and change the image for yourself in the easiest way. It's pretty simple. So again, click on select image, choose the image you want to go with, click on done. Let me show you how it looks. And the best part about working with Shopify is that you can actually upload the images. So as you can see, these images, I've already uploaded these beforehand and they're already added. And look at that. So you can, like, I can add that, but does it look nice? Does it look like it fits? I mean, it's fine, but I feel like it could be better. So to make it better, you obviously want to add a picture with a color scheme more acceptable to this algorithm. So let's say for now, I'm just going to add this painting in just to make it look much more, into the design. Now, once you've added that, you can actually change this text as well. So you have these texts. So you can first of all choose the heading sizes. I'm going to go with large heading size. Then I'm going to go to this center. And as you can see, this text is way down here. And you can actually, the fun part is that you can change the color scheme of this text as well. So that's the fun part about all of this. So once you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here. Now, as you can see, this color scheme, I made a mistake of, adding the wrong components to the design because the blue button is getting really weirdly blended with the blue background. So if you want to change your color scheme, that can be done as well. Just click on the color scheme. You're going to see the color that's ruining things. So it's this background color. I'm going to simply go ahead and make it white. And look at that. Much better, right? Looks much more acceptable, much more better. And I like the whole look of it. So that's pretty nice. Then we are going to go ahead, move up here. And once you move up here, then comes your featured products. And we need to make this look much better, okay? We need to do something about this because this does not look acceptable according to the scheming that is going on with our page. So I'm going to come here. First of all, what you're going to do is it's going to ask you what kind of, working do you want for your cards on the products. So, oh wait, let me go back. So in the Dawn theme, it has pretty basic outlooks for the featured products, but don't worry, we're going to go ahead and mess around with this. So first of all, you have the product card ratio. So you can first of all turn them into portraits. You can turn them into squares, and you can click on adapt to image. Now, adapt to image, in my opinion, is the worst option you can go with. So I would either go with portrait or square. Square looks much more uniform and better. Portrait just stretches out the image, so I would definitely go with square. Once you go with square, then you have the image shape. You can actually create different image shapes as well to give it a certain type of, you could say, theming and styling. There's things like chevron left, you have chevron right, you can actually create it into a diamond, you have parallelogram, you can just make it round, to be honest, but obviously, in my opinion, default works best. Then it says show second image on hover. So as you can see, if your design actually has second images, if someone hovers, it can show a second image, which is pretty incredible. Then you can actually show the vendor as well. So whoever the vendor is, you can get those over here. And you can show the products raising or the ratings. Now, the ratings can be accessed or imported through any other providers that you can buy on the Shopify App Store, like Luex or Ali Reviews, that help you import products and reviews into your store. Pretty basic stuff. Then, moving on, what you're going to want to be doing is you're going to go ahead and see the different workings of this as well. So you have things like the mobile layout, number of columns in mobile, section padding and all. So pretty basic and easy stuff, again, to get your head around. Then moving on, what you can do is you can actually go ahead and add different types of customs and stylings to the new and next pages as well. So you are going to want to make sure, because your header and footer is obviously made, but every page's section has different color schemes. So you're going to want to make sure to mess around with the color schemes over there as well. So let's say I'm going to change the color scheme, then you have this color scheme over here. You can change color schemes for these as well. Obviously, if the whole page is light, I would not recommend going with a darker color scheme. Just go with whatever works best. I think this would look good, so I would go with this and make sure the color scheming is same as each other. And then you have the product section. Again, go over here. I'm gonna come over here, turn it into a square. Looks much better. Then you have the contact page. In the contact page, obviously, we have contact forms and all. So for this, we are going to go ahead and add our different settings as well. Pretty basic stuff. Again, change the color scheme for this. Let's say we have this color scheme over here. That is the green color scheme, basically. And look at that. Looks pretty cool. In my opinion, this stuff looks pretty nice. You can work with this as much as you want and bring a good outlook to your whole page for this. Now, moving on, as you can see over here, you have my store written. So what does that mean? This is basically the logo section for your store. This is where your store is going to let people know what your store actually constitutes. Okay, it's going to let people know what your store is about, how your store works and all. So, the basic necessities. So this is what the My Store region does for you. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead, click on theme settings over here. And once you click on theme settings, we're going to go to logo. Now, once you go to logo over here, after that, you can, let's say, select an image. Once you select an image, I'm going to add this logo. Now, obviously, that is the Nike logo, I know, but I'm just going to add it to give you an example. So look at that. Looks pretty nice, and it looks pretty neat, doesn't it? Then you have favicon. Now, what the hell is a favicon? Let me tell you what favicon is. Favicon is these images up here, right beside your tab name. So even if we go on something like YouTube, let's say, now if I come on youtube.com, you're going to see that in the favicon, it has the play button added. I'm just going to wait for that to load up, and there you go. So there's your play button. So those are your favicons, and they look pretty incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and add that as my favicon real quick. So I have the Nike logo as my main symbol, and I have the favicon as my main favicon image. So once we have that, gives a pretty good general idea of how we're going to work with all of this. Pretty basic, pretty easy, and pretty simple stuff to get your head around. Now, moving on, once you've gotten the whole idea and concept of that, what you're going to want to do from there is make sure to keep on saving your design, because if you don't save your design, there could be any error that occurs with your store, and that could lead to a lot of bad things. So not the greatest thing to do while, not saving it all. So I'm going to keep it like this. And once you've done this to it, what we're going to want to do is we're going to go into more theme settings. So obviously you have more theme settings over here. We've talked about the logo settings. We've talked about the color settings, all these different color schemes that you have. Then there's all of these things. So there's typography, layout, animations, buttons, etc. So first of all, there's typography. Now, there's fonts that you can keep. Now, right now it's on the assistant font, which is a pretty bad font in my opinion. I don't really like it. So let's go ahead and choose a nice looking font that would fit well with our page. So obviously, if this is going to be a main body font, I'm going to want it to be a bit wider, a bit, thicker. So let's go with Libre Baskerville. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And look at that. It's much more defining, much more nicer. And then you have the body text, which is this text over here. Now, moving on, the body text that you can see over here, if I want to change this, what do I do? Just simply come to the body font over here, click on change, and then you have all these body texts that you can change for yourself in the easiest way possible. It's a pretty well-known output. It's a pretty good general idea of working with things. So let's say in the body font, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change this to, obviously I'm not gonna keep it Anonymous Pro, but just to give you an idea, look at that. So you can turn it to Anonymous Pro, and to be honest, it matches a lot with the color scheme. So I think we're gonna go ahead with this and click on save. So that's how you can change the typography and the texting style of the page as well. As you can see, it looks pretty cool, looks pretty nice, and I like the general idea of it. Okay, so finally, moving on, what we're gonna want to do from here is you're simply gonna go ahead and you know finalize your page with all the different things that can constitute. So let's say I'm gonna come over to my home page. Let's talk about how you can add elements and add components into your page. So scroll down here. Here in the template section, you have the feature products. Let's say I'm going to click on add block. So you can add theme blocks or text blocks in this theme. Now over here, let's say I'm going to click on add section. And in the add section place, first of all, you have things like featured collection, you have featured products, collection lists, you have rich text, image with text, image banners, slideshow, collage, multi-column, multi-row, collapsible content, email sign up, contact form, video, blog posts, custom liquid, and page. Pretty basic things to get your head around. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let's add image with text over here just to tell people what we do. So we're going to add image to text, and as you can see, it gets added over here. Now, first of all, color scheme, never forget that, because a color scheme is as important as any other bit for your page, okay? Look at how clean that looks. The color scheme matches indefinitely. It looks pretty nice, and I like the whole working of it. So right here, first of all, you're going to add an image, and let's say I'm going to talk about my store, right? I'm going to add this image over here of this code, and right down here on the images with text, you can actually go ahead and edit it. Like, let's say you're going to write, here's our idea. And then you can tell people the idea and the whole manifesto about your store and, what you're actually providing at your store, what you plan to provide, what's your goal, what's your dream, all those things that a basic store actually has. So you're going to make sure to add all these details in, and once you've added all these details in, you can also choose the text style. It could be a subtitle, it could be a body. I'm going to keep it on subtitle, and that looks pretty nice. And obviously right now you can see the image is making it look pretty weird, so I'm going to make it medium. You know what, small would make more sense. Yeah, there we go. Well, let's just go with, yeah, medium or large. Yeah, medium would be better. Yeah, there we go. So you're gonna mess with these things like this, and you have your button label over here. Now this button can actually redirect you to some page. So let's say I'm gonna click on pages, or you can actually go to products, and this takes you to, let's say, the sweatshirt product that I have. We're gonna click on save, and there we go. So that basically constitutes your whole page, and you can also edit this for different views that you have. So you have your mobile views, you have your full screen views, edit it for different views, make it look much better. And that is how you're going to, basically create a nice looking page, basically, pretty basic general idea. So once you've done all of this, let's actually see how our page looks like. So I'm going to go back out over here. I'm going to reload my Shopify page, and let's see how our Dawn theme actually is doing. How does our Dawn theme look? So over here, we have the Dawn theme, not published or anything. I'm going to simply go ahead and click on preview. So once you click on preview, it's going to open up the page. There's the logo, here's the color scheming, here's the styling and all. So let's say, first of all, we're going to come here on here's our idea. I'm going to click on this button label. Let's see where it redirects me. So it redirects me to the product page, and this is what it looks like. Pretty basic, pretty nice, looks pretty cool, and I like the whole working of it. Here's my logo. That's my Nike logo that I added, and that up here, there we go. That's our favicon. The exact thing that I was talking about. So these are pretty simple and basic things to get your head around, and they're pretty easy to get, the whole concept of these. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. That is how you are gonna go ahead and design an amazing looking website with the Dawn theme in your Shopify. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing all of you in the next video. Goodbye.